Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to 2026, and welcome to the very first career strategy session of the year. For those of you who might have been around last year, you will note that I've changed the frequency in that they're not running on the first Friday any longer, but they will be running mid-month. So if you're registered, you'll get the notification of the next. And today, Friday, the 16th of January is January's. Then for February, it's going to be on Friday, the 13th of February at 1 o'clock Central Africa time. And for March, it also works out to being Friday, the 13th. So those are the next career strategy sessions for the next 90 days. But we're going to kick off immediately because there's no time like the present. For those of you who don't know me, I am Licia and I am a career strategist. And I'm super excited that you're here today because this means that you're being strategic. Being strategic, and the word strategy basically just means having a plan and sticking to it. Now, there's no time like the present to create a new aligned mindset and match that with action steps. So my version of being strategic is taking a mindset, now that we know this about ourselves, and matching that with an action step. So to allow us to move forward, because all the mindset in the world, all the thinking, all the ideas in the world doesn't really help unless we implement them. And all the action steps and all the to-dos in the world don't really help us unless we have an overarching strategy to connect the two. So that's why I call myself a career strategist, because it's about mindset, an action step, and moving forward. And basically, as I said, having a plan for your career and sticking to it. And you only need to really stick to this plan for the next 90 days. Because in my work as a career strategist, I've been doing this for 14 years today or this year. And I've seen and I've learned and I've taught that to get magnificent results in your career, you just need intentional, focused action for a 90-day time frame. So 3 months. It just takes you 3 months to really get the results that you want. Now, for some of you listening to that today, you might think, 3 months is too far. I can't wait until March. For some of you listening to that, you might say, but I've been working on this for a whole year and I haven't moved forward. The difference is this: sticking to it, having an action step, having a mindset aligned with a really sustainable action step that you take every day, every week, that you build and you move forward. Career strategy isn't about changing everything overnight. It isn't about having 500 different versions of your CV and landing a job tomorrow just because you've been building out your CV. It's about solid self-reflection and moving forward sustainably, succinctly, and in keeping with what you specifically need that connects to your broader strategy. So here we are today. These sessions are about really slowing things down. I want to be able to zoom out and create some real clarity for you over the next couple of months or the first quarter of Q1. There is going to be a strategy session in February. There is going to be a strategy session in March. And you can bulk these strategy sessions and measure your movement from month to month to month. I do offer a really cool bundle, which I refer to as the Choose Yourself bundle. And I'm just going to release that now. And the Choose Yourself bundle allows you to purchase 3 strategy sessions up front. Now, yes, this strategy session is free, and so is the one that's in February, and so is the one in March. What the bundle offers you, though, is a guaranteed place in the strategy session, all of the transcripts and the notes from the strategy session, and access to the last 3 months strategy sessions, plus whatever resources I might share, you would have that. So it's really about choosing yourself, investing in the next 3 months and making sure that you're holding yourself accountable, that your diary is not missing what needs to come up from month to month, and you're working through each week of each month in an intentional and consistent way to be able to stack those action, to be able to stack the action steps, to be able to get some success and get some real results. So the offer is available for everybody that's here on the call. And it also gives you access to me unlimited on email. So if you've been feeling stuck or unsure, or your career momentum is stalled, this session is designed to help you reset and refocus, particularly if you want to do something different with your career in 2026. Here is the powerful place to start. And there's 2 mindsets that I'm going to share with you straight off the bat. And the first is that you are all your own career gurus. You have the answers within you. I am so passionate about that mantra and that premise that, I mean, I think about career advice a little bit different to most because I don't believe that the answers exist externally. There is no silver bullet. There is no career guru or coach or strategist or organization that has the answers that you're looking for. And I know that individually, everyone here on the call and catching this in the replay will have a variety of questions that you need answers for. But please trust me and know and start this year from the premise that all of the answers that you have are within you. The reason why you might not have those yet could just be that you haven't been asked the right questions yet. I'm going to say that again. You are your own career guru. The answers that you seek are actually within you. And the only reason why you do not have those answers yet is because you simply haven't been asked the right questions. So with that in mind, I want you to take what feels right from me today, extrapolate what you feel connects with you. Unless someone here, unless we're working one-on-one together, my advice right now is only going to serve you if you use your own creative intelligence and decide whether it's correct or not. Because what I often see is that unless you get serious and invest in a serious career strategy and you double down on developing it and staying consistent, you might end up taking a little bit of advice from everyone, from people on LinkedIn, from people within your own community, well-serving advice, people who want you to succeed, who have your best interests at heart. But the problem with that is it turns out to be a little bit of a hodgepodge, a poiky pot, rather than a beautifully crafted and curated meal and menu that specifically serves you. So I have absolutely no problem with you taking advice from as many different people as you can, but you must extrapolate from their advice to form part of your solid career strategy. Does that make sense? I'm kind of like the anti-career strategist, because I start my calls by saying, you've got all the answers, and unless you're working with me one-on-one, you need to take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But that's the honest truth. Don't move from one person's set of advice to somebody else's set of advice without really gathering it all in a strategic way and deciding what serves you. That's the most important thing. The second thing that I am going to say is that unless there is something that you are specifically focused on right now, that you have a particular burning desire and need right now, everything that I'm going to share with you in this call is going to be exactly what you need. And I'm completely bullish about saying that, because this is my calling. This is the work that absolutely sparks me and makes me feel as if I'm serving a greater purpose in the world. And because of that, and because of the number of years that I've been doing this career strategy work and helping people just like you unlock what it is that they need to have to move forward, I am able to be completely bullish and say the advice that I'm going to give to you in this session is going to be really solid advice that if you track it and you stick consistent to it between now and Friday the 13th of February, which will be in a month's time, I can guarantee that you will get the results. In other words, the strategies work. There is no question about whether the strategies work. They do. The question is, will you work them? So as we move forward, please make sure, in keeping with being strategic, that you switch off all distractions, be present, be with me here, 100% focused. This is an investment of your time, and time is the most precious resource. We can't get that back. So I'm honored that you're all here, and I honor the time that you're investing with me today. We're going to run through things, and by 1:35 or 1:40, the call will be done, and you will receive access to the replay simply by registering. However, you need to purchase the Choose Yourself bundle if you want to stay in community with me and you want me to hold space for you for the next couple of months until March. Second thing I want you to do is make sure that you take notes, not just of the things that I say that are takeaways, not just what resonates with you, but note down the things that I say that trigger you, because there's so much data and so much information that we can extrapolate from our emotions. We're kind of socialized into not making a note of the things that trigger us or we disagree with, and we focus on the things that we do want to cherry pick and take. But in keeping with the way that I think about career strategies being slightly different to most, the things that almost repel you, or the things that you almost go, there is no way that I'm going to be doing this, that's exactly the thing that you need to look at a little bit closely. I'm definitely not saying that you have to hear everything that I'm mentioning and implement something that doesn't feel right for you. What I'm saying is write down what triggers you and ask yourself why. Why is it that this thing feels like it is absolutely a magnetic push away for me? Because I feel that the very things that trigger us are the things that we need to move towards. And I'll give you an example of that. Came off a beautiful one-on-one session with a new client this morning, and what they desire is to be able to career pivot. What they don't want to do in order to career pivot is show up, be more visible, show up online, be more visible on LinkedIn, and look at ways that that visibility can convert into results for them. So that was a huge, big trigger. And from the very get-go, they said, I know that you are passionate about LinkedIn, you're a top voice on LinkedIn, but what I don't want to do it publicly. So that was a barrier for them entirely. And I'm happy to share this openly, because by the end of the session, they'd completely pushed past that barrier. Am I saying that they needed to be active on LinkedIn as a single part of their strategy that was an essential element to their pivot? No, but it was a key piece of what they needed to push past. Because if they're feeling uncomfortable about developing strong, succinct online brand and being visible in the world, how is that holding them back from their own inner self-leadership and the ability that they can foresee, imagine, and then strategize about their next steps? So in that instance, the very thing that they should not be moving toward, the very thing that they wanted to move towards that was preventing them from that, turned out to be the very thing that they needed to move with, to work with. So definitely note down your triggers. So here are the 3 mindset pieces that we're going to work through today. The first is why your career might feel off right now. You're in this room because you're seeking some career advice, you want to get strategic, and you want to be able to map things out for 2026. You might be in this room feeling a huge amount of friction, or you might be in this room thinking, I just want to make sure that I keep myself online with where my career needs to head. Whichever level of the spectrum you're on, you're definitely here because something feels off. So we're going to deal with that. Second mindset we're going to deal with is what you need to stop doing in order to change the thing that feels off. And then the third mindset we're going to do is what you need to focus on next so you can move forward with confidence. You know, gone are the days of working hard and the company will look after you. That is the most outdated and misleading and incredibly toxic career advice. The reality is many of us are feeling stuck, frustrated, and uncertain in our careers because it's normal. It's normal to feel that way in 2026, given the fact of how quickly and fast and the exponential technology that's crashing on absolutely every shore. So friction and feeling as if something's off is actually, in my world, a signal of growth, a signal that you're ready for change, and a signal that the career that you've developed and that you've moved through so far is ready to upgrade. So if you're feeling a little bit off about things, I want you to normalize that. And I want you to know that you're in the best space, because when things start to feel off, you're willing to do the things that you need to do to stretch yourself to make a shift and a change. Right now, the person that I am most concerned about is somebody who started the year not feeling concerned about where things are going with AI, not feeling concerned about stability or what's happening in their organization, and they feel pretty comfy and everything's going to be the same. That's the person that I am most concerned about. Because without a doubt, and this is not foreboding, this is not fear-mongering, this is just reality. Without a doubt, everything about the way that we work, whether we are in finance or retail or logistics or supply, doesn't matter the industry and doesn't matter the level of position that we hold, everything about the way that we work and the way that we have been working is shifting and changing phenomenally. So we now need to start taking control of working on our careers and not just in our careers. That whole dogma of climb the ladder, company will look after you, sets us up to fail because it sets us up to work hard in our careers. Working hard in your career means that you're just doing the work that you need to do, knocking the lights out for the company and working as hard as you possibly can without building your future, without independently taking control of where you want to go. That's working hard on your career. So working hard on your career is when you assume the mindset of the buyer of your career, not just the seller of your skills. When you are actively involved with what needs to happen, when you're being strategic, you're looking ahead, that's working hard on your career. And as you know, and as I've said, it only takes 90 days to get magnificent results. So in terms of why are you feeling off right now, you're absolutely in touch with what's happening around you. I mean, geopolitics aside, simply the shift of the future of the world of work, the shift of the way that we work is enough to make us feel a little bit off and a little bit unstable. Add to the mix the pace of life, add to the mix responsibilities of being adults, parents, partners, you name it, and then add to the mix the extreme financial shifts that are taking place in the world, the rise of cost of living, and then add to the mix geopolitics. Now, I'm certainly no psychologist, but I work one-on-one with people enough to be able to feel into the sheer amount of trauma that we're all facing just from coming out of 2025 alone. So yes, it is this year, 2026, starts with us all feeling off about our career, and that's absolutely normal. You wouldn't be human if you weren't feeling a little bit concerned about where things are going. But remember, you are your own career guru. All it takes is 90 days of focused strategic action working on your career, not just working in your career, for you to be able to see magnificent results. And again, action without strategy, that often just gets us moving round and round in circles. That's a one-armed oar on a boat, and we end up just going around in circles. Too many action steps of things that we need to do without an overarching strategy can exhaust us. And then strategy without action, that's the other side of the boat. That's the other oar that equally just gets us going round and round in circles. Too many ideas, too many concepts, too many thoughts that don't get bedded down can exhaust us. So strategy is what ties it together. And ultimately, strategy is simply committing to doing something, future focusing what that is, and then making sure that we get it done. So feeling off in your career is a normal place to start, 100%. This doesn't mean that you need to start changing everything that you've done at all. Number 2, mindset, what to stop doing, which is usually the biggest relief, but the thing that we all need to stop doing is we need to stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone to find us. Stop waiting for work to notice us. Stop waiting for a recruiter to contact us on LinkedIn. We need to stop waiting for somebody out there to come and save us. And we need to be the career gurus that we are for ourselves. So the very thing that you need to do is stop being inanimate. Stop waiting. Stop the waiting, because the waiting isn't going to get us anywhere. Waiting is the type of frustration and kind of, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? It's the type of thing that immobilizes us. But grab the gears of your career for 2026 and find something that's going to stretch you beyond your comfort zone. So stop waiting for someone to come and stretch you. Stop waiting for work to get so bad that you then decide to invest in a career strategy. Do it now. Do it when it's looking good. Do it when you're happy, because then that starts planning things out for the future. Any good, solid career strategy should last you for the next 5 years. And what I mean by that is, are the next 5 years going to change exponentially? For sure, but a solid strategy that you find that works for you is something that you can develop and hold on to for the next 5 years. So stop waiting and find something that can stretch you beyond your comfort zone. Now, obviously, in the context of work, you might find that there's many things around you. If you're not physically in a role right now and you're looking for a role, the thing that's going to stretch you beyond your comfort zone is publicly asking people for assistance and help. But you're going to do that strategically. You're not going to do it in a way that's going to position you as, please help me. Here is my CV, seller of your skills. You're going to do it in a way that's going to position you as the buyer of your career. Think about the type of work that you would be really interested in trying. Think about a project or some type of task that could stretch you, and talk about it. Talk about it with your colleague, talk about it with your community and the people that you know. Talk about it on LinkedIn. My post today on LinkedIn, and I'd love you all to go to my profile and have a look, was about this guy that I saw dressed up as a dinosaur in the airport. I fetched my daughter from her work. She was returning for holidays, and Cape Town International Airport, there was this guy dressed up as a huge big green dinosaur, and it completely shifted and changed the energy. He was completely outside of his comfort zone. I mean, you could almost tell, you could see how awkward he was and how nervous he was, that everybody in that arrival hall was completely laughing at him, and it lifted the energy and it made things so much bigger and brighter. And I noticed that instead of being quiet and tense, and as South Africans do, we just keep to ourselves and wait for our loved ones to come through those big doors. Everybody was laughing, smiling at each other, connecting, and there was an entirely separate energy. So it just took that one guy to dress up like a dinosaur to change the energy in the arrival halls. And the same is true for you. What can you do that's going to stretch you beyond your comfort zone? What's the analogy of your dinosaur outfit for the next 3 months within the context of your career, that you will find you get rewarded for doing that, because it has a ripple effect of everyone around you? What I mean by that, so in work, in the career that you're wanting to shift away from, in the job that you're wanting to move away from, what would you do that would completely stretch you? How could you put your hand up for doing something that might be outside of your focus patch, outside of your roles and responsibilities, but something that you would enjoy doing, that everyone in the organization or in the company and space and place that you're in, people notice it? What could it be? Only you know the answer to that. And you can find it by just reflecting on what tangible thing can you do from now until Friday the 13th, February, Friday the 13th, that stretches you outside of your comfort zone. There's definitely something. If you're not in work, I suggested that you use the opportunity of talking about the type of projects that you want to move towards and publicly talking about those, whether that be on LinkedIn, whether it be within your community, wherever it is that you are. Gain some clarity on what it is that you want to move towards, what it is that you want to try, and be visible for that. Obviously, visibility on LinkedIn is phenomenal. Yes, the algorithms shifted and changed, and yes, we're not getting the type of visibility that we used to, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. So for sure, that is the thing that you're going to stop doing. You're going to stop waiting for someone to notice you, for a reason to show up for yourself, for somebody to contact you, for a recruiter to reach out, for your company to say, please come and do this project, and you're just going to jump into them. You're going to find something that stretches you beyond your comfort zone. So ultimately, then, third mindset, what to focus on next so you can move forward in confidence? Well, that is it. My process, my career strategy process, takes you through 3 key stages: know yourself, project yourself, connect yourself. The know yourself stage is all about who are you, what is your career identity, who are you fundamentally at your best, at your expert zone. It's not just surface level skills and weaknesses, because anybody can do that. It's deeper. It's who are you fundamentally? What is your career identity? The project yourself is about taking what we now know about you and projecting a strong, succinct online brand. The connect yourself stage is looking for people who you can connect with, who will want the expert of that you are, the person that you fundamentally are from knowing yourself. So this is what I want you to do to move forward with confidence. On a piece of paper, you're going to write down know yourself, project yourself, and connect yourself. That's my process. That's my design thinking process. Are there nuances, and is it very detailed if you work with me one-on-one? Absolutely. But right now, I invite you to break down your action steps into a know yourself area, a project yourself area, and a connect yourself area. So let's work through this together. What would that look like? From the know yourself perspective, what I'd love for you to consider is, just in reflection, think about what were the top 3 strengths that you created real results with in 2025. So what were the top 3 strengths that you created real results with in 2025? Great place to start and scope out your career strategy for 26 with that reflection. From a project yourself perspective, I would like you, and project yourself is all about visibility and showing up intentionally online, and because visibility creates the right opportunities. So from a project yourself perspective, I have a question for you. Did you show up as well as you should have in 2025? Or maybe you could improve that. So you're going to consider, how well did you show up last year, online, in public, on LinkedIn, in rooms that you needed to be in, within environments, within meetings. I mean, the thing about a succinct online brand is that it gives you the confidence to be that person in real life. So give yourself and analyze, reflect on how well did you show up last year? And now here's the kicker. What needs to change? What needs to change for you to show up this year? But most importantly, what are you prepared to take ownership of between now and February, the next career strategy session, Friday, the 13th of February? What are you prepared to take ownership of to create the kind of visibility to attract the right opportunities? Now, I have dealt with so many people who will say to me, I really want to be more visible on LinkedIn, but I need to review my LinkedIn profile, or I need to change my headshot, or I need to rewrite my headline. And all of that can be true, but at the same time, it can all be untrue. What have I said? That the first thing that you need to do this year is stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect LinkedIn profile shot. Stop waiting for the perfect LinkedIn headline. You can develop that in the next 90 days as you go. I would prefer that you take action to show up visibly and intentionally right now. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Progress starts with taking inspired action immediately, and then everything falls into place. Are there people on LinkedIn who are knocking it out the park and getting amazing options and offers and visibility, and they have an imperfect profile? 100%. Is it better to have a perfect profile to be able to get that great visibility? 100%. But both elements of that can be true at the same time. And only you know what's right for you, because you are your own career guru. And if you've not shown up last year, hand over heart, If 2025 came and went without you being more visible, then my suggestion to you is change that right now in January. Stretch yourself, put on that equivalent of a dinosaur outfit and show up, because it's going to create a ripple effect. And I find that everybody wants to support you. Tag me in your post. DM me your link to your post and say, this is me showing up, but show up for yourself. Not for me, not because I told you, because you're extrapolating what's relevant for you and what's right for you. And if you're triggered right now about me saying, what's the virtual equivalent of you putting on a dinosaur outfit and showing up on LinkedIn, then my friends, that's what you possibly need to be doing. And then moving to the third element of your piece of paper, know yourself, project yourself. And the third is connect yourself. Connect yourself is all about relationship mapping your career, strategically engaging your network and growing your network so that doors open and you gain access to opportunities at the next stage of your career. Now, I definitely don't mean people like recruiters. We all need to work with recruiters. We all need to deal, have an oar in, or have a iron in the fire of the traditional recruiting model. But we also all know that that model is defaulted, that it's broken and it doesn't work. And 99% of all of my clients that I work one-on-one with say to me, there's no way that I can go into that recruitment kind of bun, fight, and power because, one, I'm too experienced, my CV will never be seen or read, and I need to work in a different way. And that's what I am an expert on, if I might say so myself. So what I would like you to consider as that action step for the connect yourself stage is, who are partnerships? With whom can you create new partnerships? Who are the people that can stretch your thinking and expand your opportunities just in the first 90 days of 2026? Now, you might be looking at me right now with a blank look on your face going, I don't know. Who are these people? You do know if you just spend some time in a little bit of reflection. So in other words, who do you already know that you can create strategic partnerships with, in whatever sense that might look like, and stretch your thinking and expand opportunities? Somebody that you already know. And if you don't know who that person is, I would say close the door this weekend, spend 2 hours in front of the pen and paper, somewhere that you can take inspired action, and write down the people that you know, whom you look up to, who you're excited to know, and who have access to expanded opportunities. Just put their names down on a list. That's your answer. Those are the people that you can create partnerships with to stretch your thinking. Now, how are you going to do that? How are you going to approach them? How are you going to create partnerships to stretch your thinking? That would definitely be the next stage. But the first step is, who are they in the first place? And you can get to that creative intelligence of the how once you've identified the who. The what comes last. And I promise you, my friends, it will come. So in terms of what are you going to do to be able to move forward with confidence? Take a piece of paper, divide it into 3 things. Know yourself, project yourself, connect yourself. Jot down the advice and the strategy and the mindset and action step that I've shared with you now and work through it. Hold yourself accountable. Commit to doing it. This afternoon, over the weekend, you'll have access to the replay for the next 48 hours. And for everybody who is here, who showed up in live, I want to completely reward you for that. And I'm going to just post in the chat a link to a 2025 career strategy self-assessment form. It's a Google form. The link's in the chat. Perhaps somebody could just give me a thumbs up that it is visible, but I can see it there. Click on that link and you can complete that assessment as a bonus for showing up live, everybody who watches the replay also has access to the chat, so they're going to be able to access that too. But just because you've got access to something doesn't mean that you're going to complete it. So I'll see you in that Google form, and I'll help you with how it stacks out your results. So my friends, that brings us to rounding down the end of the first career strategy session for 2026. I'm going to show up every single month this year. It will be mid-month. It won't be on the first Fridays. I changed the frequency to mid-month, but I am going to be showing up every month for around 40 minutes mid-month to help you with some thinking. And as my work works in a 90-day segment and plan, so too does my sessions. And if you want to kick off your year with booking a kickoff call, I offer a 20-minute complimentary Career Strategy Connect call. You're welcome to schedule your call here. The link is in the banner in the section of the webinar. And also, I will be opening the 2026 cohort round of the Career Strategy Club. The Career Strategy Club is my thinking, my process in an online framework. So it's a low ticket membership, 90 days, mindset and action step, takes you through the formative process of the know yourself, connect yourself, and project yourself process. And it is available for anybody who wants to join. So that is me for today. Thank you to everybody who is here. Thank you to everyone who will be catching this on replay, and get down to it. This is your year. This is the year that is going to be magnificent for you. Not because you're going to wait for somebody to pick you, choose you, find your greatness, because you know what you need to do. You've got the greatness within you, and you are absolutely going to be able to knock it out the park. And I will be here to champion and to support you all along the way. So if you want to work with me, you can book a 20-minute connect call, and we can talk through what that looks like. The lowest investment option of working with me right now is the Choose Yourself bundle, which gives you the opportunity of booking and getting into the next 90 days of career strategy sessions with me. The next offer up from that is then the Career Strategy Club, which is a dynamic online ecosystem of mindset and action steps and everything that you need to move you forward. And then the next offer up from that would be working one-on-one. So those are the three different ways that are available for you to work with me now. And the Choose Yourself bundle and the Career Strategy Club are really good value for money. It's the best career strategy advice at the best value for money. And I get to say that because I've been doing this work for close on to 14 years, and I can be completely bullish about it. Wonderful to see everybody, and I'm so honored and grateful for your commitment to yourself, because my role here is to unlock your inner career guru, nothing else. Thank you, guys. Take care, and I'll see you at the next career strategy session, Friday, the 13th of February. Bye-bye now.